Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the calipers and the caliper brackets on a Chevy Silverado. This particular one is a 2008 Silverado 1500, but let's go ahead and get started. So coming in here, this is our rotor right here. This is our caliper bracket, and this is our caliper. That's the part that the brake pads are inside of. If you want to see a video where I showed how to replace the brakes on this vehicle, you can check that out, as well as with a lot of other vehicles, other videos I've done with this vehicle. I'll have them down in the description. But what we're going to be replacing is the caliper here. You can see this one's very rough. Here's the bracket as well. And all that we're going to have to be doing is disconnecting the brake line right back here and then popping this off. It's very easy, but let me show you what you'll need to complete this. So what you'll need is obviously your replacement caliper and caliper bracket. I'll have a link down in the description. If you want to purchase that online, you can order it there. You also will need an 18 and a 19 millimeter sockets. You'll need a 14 millimeter wrench or socket, either one, and then a ratchet. If you have an impact gun, that's even better. That's what I'm going to be using to speed things up, because I'm kind of crunched time-wise with this. But if not, you can use a ratchet, and then this is all that you'll need to get this done. Coming along here on the back, you have your caliper bolts right here. These are 19 millimeters. And then you have your caliper bracket bolts, one here and one all the way down here at the bottom. Those are 18 millimeters. So you have two 19s here. We go here, you'll see the other one right down here. And then we have, this is the 11 millimeter. That's our brake line. So we'll have to undo that. Now, once you put the new one in, you are going to have to bleed your brakes out. So make sure that you get that done to get any air out. Just loosen this with the impact gun. But as mentioned already, you can use a ratchet, and that's the 19 millimeter. So we can just pull this out. And then if we work our way down here, this one was also done. So we'll take that out. So now we'll take the caliper, and you want to set it off here. You don't want to put any strain on the brake lines, but I want to just get a close up and show you how the pistons look in this one compared to the new one. And you can see how bad those look. The boots are all deteriorated. The pistons look terrible. And then here's the new one, just to show you the comparison. Everything is nice and new, rebuilt, however they do these. But you want to make sure that you do save your old one, and because you will get money back for the core if you take the bracket and the caliper back. But definitely you can see why these are being replaced. Now I'm going to remove these brakes, because we just did the brakes on this vehicle, so these brakes are in perfect shape. Remove this lower bolt, and then our bracket comes right off. So we'll bring the new one in, and we'll get that one in place. Now, bringing it in, this notched out part goes towards the front. The straight goes along the back. You have right here, these are your caliper glide pins right here. So those go towards the back as well. And then that's what the caliper is going to bolt onto. So it's notched like that where it goes against the rotor. So let's bring these in, and then we will bolt that on, and then we'll torque it to the specs that I'll have on the screen. These caliper bracket bolts, they need to be torqued to 148 foot-pounds of torque. So that's for the top one and the bottom one right here. Now, when we come back and we do the actual caliper bolts that go in here into the bracket, those are 74 foot-pounds of torque. So I'm going to torque these and then we'll be back to bring the caliper in. Next, we're going to put the rails in. So they slide in. I'm going to clip them, one there and then one on that side like that. And then we'll come and do one here on the bottom. Comes in, same thing, push it in. Might have to adjust it a little bit. There we go. Lock those in, and then we'll put a little bit of, we'll lubricate the rails a little bit before we put the brake pads back on. But let's put the caliper on first. Well, actually, no, let's put the brake pads on first, and then we'll slide the caliper over it and then connect the brake line. We're going to bring our caliper in. This side faces forward, so your pistons are facing inside the wheel well. So we're going to slide these over the brakes, and then you have the pins here in the back. They can be compressed, so we're going to compress them down. And actually, let me get a camera shot from the back so you can see what I'm doing. But once we push them in place, then we can bring the bolts, feed them through, and then tighten them in. But we will have to hold the pins in place as we're tightening it. We're going to take a 19mm wrench, hold it this side, and then we'll come in on this side with our socket and tighten it this way. And it'll be the same when we go to torque them down. With the torque wrench, you're going to need to hold that in place. Everything has been torqued down, so we're ready to now connect the brake line. So we have this here, and if you're going to replace this, basically one washer goes on the outside, and then you have the fitting there for the brake line, and then another one crutches down on this side. Sometimes they're hard to get off, so if you can get it off, that's what you want to do. But let's remove the old one, swap it over, and then we'll bleed it. These can be tight sometimes, but we'll remove that. And you got to be careful because you're going to have brake fluid leaking out of the old caliper. So we have our brake line put on here, and then this is our bleeder valve, so that's what we're going to use to bleed it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have somebody pump it up and then apply pressure, open it up, and keep doing that until you get straight fluid coming out. You're going to have a lot of air coming out at first, but you need to build up the pressure. You want the pistons to be fully engaging as well. So we're going to tighten that up. All right, and then go ahead and pump it till it gets, yep, keep going. Okay, hold it down, open it, hear the air leaking out. All right, do me a favor, pump it again, keep going, and now hold it down. Okay, there we go. Pump it again, now hold it down. Okay, and we should be good, what we want. Steady stream. Okay, so we're good. Brakes are bled. So the next thing I'm gonna do, we'll put our little cap over this because you want that sealed. Okay, well that wraps up this video on how to replace the caliper and caliper bracket on a Chevy Silverado. As mentioned already at the beginning, this is 2008 1500. I'll have links to other videos that I've done with this vehicle. I also have some other ones that are not released yet, so if you subscribe, you'll be in the loop with those. But I hope that this video was informative for you and helped you out. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate all the support. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.